Hello everybody, my name is Waris. Today we are going to be talking on how to create an IAM user. In my last video, I talked about how to create an EC2 instances using Terraform. Now today, we are going to talk about how to create IAM user using Terraform code. Now, first of all, let's talk about what's the meaning of IAM. IAM stands for Identity Access Management. What this thing does is a web service provided by AWS, like yeah, if you see in my AWS account, you can see IAM here. So it is basically provided by AWS, which is Amazon Web Service. It just allow you to control who can access your AWS resources and what action they can perform. Like IAM, Identity Access Management, it allows who can access your AWS credentials or resources and what action they can perform. So let's create our own user. Let's start coding. So before we start coding, what are the things we need for our IAM user? So we need our provider, which is very important. And here I'm using USS1. I'm using USS1 in my AWS account. If you don't have a AWS, I will urge you to create one. And if you have one, let's dive right in. So you need your provider, you will need your login profile, you need your access key, you will need your um then your login profile. Those are basically things you need. At least we are just creating an example here. So let's start coding. Now, if you have your AWS, let's create a file which will hold our Terraform code. Let's create a file, new folder, new for new folder. Let us name it IAM or AWS underscore IAM. We are creating, enter, select the folder. Now we've created our folder. Now let's create our Terraform file. So this folder will hold our Terraform file. The first thing we need of our provider. Like I said, it is very, very paramount. It is very, very important. Our provider is important. Without the provider, I don't think AWS will allow you to apply your Terraform code into it. So provider, let's name it provider. Remember, it's a Terraform file. We end it with tf.tf. So the sign will show. Now we've created our own file. Now our provider.tf is here. We have created our the first file. So we are imputing our region into our provider. So our provider will a region provider. Let's start. So our provider will hold our region. So provider. Our provider is what AWS. So you put your AWS into the double quote. Then the first thing is our region. We need our region. Now our region, like I said, if you go back to the region, yeah, we are using US is one. We are using US is one. Then you go to your code, put it in double quote, then US is one. Then the next thing, what we'll go on, I'll talk about the other things we need. I think we need to share our file, our credential file, and our profile. But let's move on. Let's create the second thing we need. Now we've created our provider file. Now we need to create a user, just like the name, IAM user. A user always needs a name, like its own name. So let's create a user. So we'll name it IAM.tf. Remember the Terraform file. One. Now, what else? Now we are creating a user. So our user is going to be in a resource form. So resource, remember, is a resource. resource. Now, what are we creating? We are creating AWS IAM user. So it's going to be AWS underscore IAM underscore user, because user. Why we need because we are creating IAM user and it is provided by AWS. That's why it is we are creating AWS IAM user. And what's the name we are giving to it? We are giving it, let me just put it let me limit my underscore user. So you've indicated the name you want to give to your IAM, but you still indicate it into the resources by bringing your curly bracket, then you put the name. You are still indicating to Terraform that the name I'm giving it to it is my underscore user. So I indicated Terraform that you're indicating to Terraform and that the name I'm giving to my resources is my underscore user. So the next one we are creating the access key and the login profile. Now, basically, the access key is created by Terraform, while the secret access key is created by AWS. So let's create our access key, and we'll associate it to the user. This my user. We associate our access key to the what? To the user. So let's create a file. Let me just name it access, right? Access.tf. Just give it any name. It's the name of just the file. Doesn't affect the distance. We'll create another file. Now this resource is going to hold the access key that will associate it. We are telling Terraform to create an access key associated to my user, which is my name, like the IAM user, which is this, which is my user. So Terraform is going to create the access key and associate it to my user. Then we'll also create a login profile. So let's go on. Let's start coding. So resource. Now, AWS, we are creating an key in AWS underscore IAM underscore access underscore key. That's access key, the IAM access key. Then we give it a name too. Every resource always have a name, remember. My underscore user and the access underscore key. Then my user, like the name I give it to myself, then I name it my user underscore access key. That's just like if you give it your own name. Let's say you use John, you can say John underscore access key. That's your John access key. So my user access key, that's the name. Then you associate it to your what? To your user. So user equals to, now you associate it to your name, which is this, but it will be the name, the resource name you are going to use. So it's going to be AWS underscore IAM underscore user dot my user. So AWS underscore IAM underscore user dot my underscore user dot name. So it's taking the name of this thing, goes to AWS underscore IAM underscore user, my user, then dot name, the name of my user. Then that's it for the access key. So the access key is going to be created by Terraform. It's going to associate it to the my username. Then let's create our login profile. So resource, remember resource, it's just a resource. Resource AWS underscore IAM underscore user underscore login profile. Login underscore profile. We are creating a IAM user login profile. Then give it a name as usual. So it's going to be my, like if you remember, like here we said, if your name is John, you can just put John access key. So join underscore access. So here it's going to be what? My underscore user, because of my name, the name I give it to you, it's underscore login profile. That means my login profile. Just same thing as saying my login profile. Underscore login underscore profile. Then bring a curly bracket. You bring it there. So you associate it to your username. You are associating the login profile to your username. User equals, so it equals to this. You are still just, if you want to write it, you can write it, but you can still copy this. You are just associating to your name. You see, it's still the same thing. If you see this yellow thing under the double quote, it means it's just the internet. You know, Terraform work with internet, and you need the internet to mine. I think mine is not stable a little, but it's going to change and it's going to turn into this one. Then let's move on. Now we associate a password password required to it. Now, what does this password does? It allowed, it is set, I'm going to set the password reset required to true. I'm going to set it to true, or I can set it to false. It just means that when the IAM user log in to, when the IAM user log in for the first time into his AWS, it will be required to change its password or to choose his own password. This one enhance security so that the user will know his own password. You know, this one, the Terraform is going to generate, they're going to generate password for the person or stuff. So the person can, for the first time, the person have to change it and to change it to his own. So this will enhance security. And I'm going to impute password length. So the length of the password, I can allow the password length to be 25, 50, but I'm going to put it at 12. So let's go on. Now, password reset require password underscore reset required. See already? I'm going to set it to true. You see the yellow thing, like I said, it's gone. It's going to be like this. Then the password length. Password length is equals to, let me give it 12. I think password length 12 is okay. So all this red, all this, it's gone. Everything is gone. Then that's all for now. So we go to our, as usual, and please hope your AWS is connected, like mine is connected here. Our OG, if yours is not connected, just connect it with your AWS access key and secret access key. It's going to be given to you immediately you create an account with AWS. And we have your access key and your secret access key, which you will connect to your local machine and enable your machine to interact with your AWS. I've already connected my own. You're going to impute yours. So let's from our provider.tf, we need to share our credentials with the AWS. So like if you go to your AWS, I'm already connected. Like I said, I'm already connected with my profile login. So I put my profile, I'll share my credential here. So it's going to be shared underscore credential, share credential file. You see? So it's going to be this booklet, this AWS underscore credentials, my AWS credentials. That's all. Then I put my profile. My profile in this place, actually, my profile here is, I put it, the name is Waris. I think you can see it. I hope you guys can see it, Waris. So profile goes to Waris. That's it. So you know your Terraform stage, Terraform init, Terraform plan, Terraform destroy, and Terraform plan, Terraform apply, and Terraform destroy. So let's go. We'll open our new terminal. We apply our terraform in it. Press enter. So if you see down here in my terminal, so terraform has successfully initialized from my terraform in it. So the next thing is terraform plan. Terraform plan. Listen to. So I hope you want to bring this out. So it's going to bring out all the things you need to be create. Say Terraform will perform the following action. The AWS key will be created. The AIM user will also be created. All this will be applied into it. The AIM user login will be created. Everything will be into it. Then after that, it's going to add 230 to change, 0 to destroy. So the next stage is Terraform apply. Terraform apply. Press enter. So this thing. So it's going to apply all this. It's going to apply all this. Terraform is going to apply all this today. So do you want to perform this action? Terraform will perform the action described above. Only yes will be acceptable. Yeah. I want to perform it. Yes. To apply yes. To start creating. Okay. AWS is creating. Apply change. So it's very fast. IAM user is very fast. So that's apply complete source theory. So to know if everything is applied, you need to go to your AWS account to check if the IAM user is created. So this is my IAM dashboard. This is my IAM dashboard. If you're in your AWS account, you can go to your IAM dashboard. Or you can go to search button, search for IAM, Terraform, bring it out to your Terraform account. Then you go to your users. It has created my user. This is it. It's created 1 minute ago. The password is attached to it. Access key 1 minute ago. So this is the account I used to log in, and this is my own user account I used to log in. So this is it. It's been created, and thank you for watching, guys. So I hope to see you next time, and next time we're able to learn more. If you don't understand, I want you to go over it again. Learning it's not a thing someone can grab immediately. It takes time, and don't rush. The other advice I can give you, don't rush. Just do it step by step. If you have any problem, you can go online. There are many videos, there are many YouTube channel you can also watch. You can go online, search. But if you don't understand, I want you to go over it again and until you get it. Thank you.